Hello, hello. Fee Jamieson-Folland tuning in from the very beautiful balmy Bahamas, where we've actually got our change of season happening in this last little while before we head away from here. And when you actually hear this, I will be in a very different, a very different paradise. I say very different. It's actually there are many parallels, but you'll find out where in this week's Alive with Fee at the time of when you actually will be watching this video. It's very cryptic, but it'll make more sense when I see you live this week. So in the meantime, what we're talking about today is wealth wellness. It's all about how well is our wealth. And to me, this concept is an interesting one. And I need to just say that if you're wondering about that rather enthusiastic dog in the background, at the time of filming, this is classic time for people to be coming home. We've got dogs greeting owners. We've got ice cream vans going by. We've got cockerels crowing. So you may well actually get to savour those as we're connecting now for this video. So I'll say that in advance, just so that you've got a clue as to what's going on when we get to hear from them. So in the meantime, with wealth wellness, and I first started to kind of think about this concept a few moons ago now, back in 2002, which is kind of when I woke up really and realised that actually if I was measuring the wellness of my wealth, we were to draw a parallel with, say, fitness levels in the gym, mine was way out of shape. And it helped me to figure out my definition of what is the wellness of my wealth, and to really actually be honest with myself and take the blinkers off and really see what was going on. And I realized for me, in part of the process for me in defining what is the health of my wellness, if you like, or the wellness of my wealth, is it's a bit of a tongue twister, that, isn't it? Is my freedom in my life. So what do I mean by that? I mean time, and I mean actually having the space in my life to begin with to actually design my ideal life and even imagine what I would love it to look like. And I can remember kind of feeling a bit daring doing that when I think I took some time on the weekend. And this was actually just after we'd had an accident where we were knocked over by a car on a pedestrian crossing, and I was waiting for surgery. We were just figuring out if we needed to actually have the surgery or not to reconstruct my knee. And recovering from a complex fracture in my shoulder. Nursing my husband, who had fractured who'd fractured the windscreen of the car with his head and lost his short-term memory and bruised his brain, and goodness. So there was a lot going on, and it was a really powerful time to reflect because it was kind of right in my face. And I realised that our finances were shot. We lost our income. And I really thought about what would happen if this happened again in the future. Because we can rebuild things, we can rebuild him. But what about my life? What about the freedom in my life? Would it be a case of diving back in again and waking up 20, 30, 40 years down the track and thinking, uh-oh, this isn't what I thought it was going to look like? So it helped me to define, it would need to be, somebody coming home from work, to define what is wellness, what would wealth wellness look like for me? And I realised a lot of it's related to time for me. And my challenge, like for so many of my clients I've worked with, is that time is tied to money, and whether there's enough money coming in so that all hours do not need to be worked. So I'm curious to hear your definition. What is your definition of your wealth wellness, the wellness of your wealth? And as usual, we'll be diving in deeper on this week's Alive with Fee. But I also want to give you a heads up that there'll be some videos and resources coming through from Chris, my hubby, who his background, he's a lawyer, property investor, business consultant, share trader. So he's got a fabulous business brain and a big interest in health. And he's going to be sharing some resources when it comes to financial health, because it's something he's extremely passionate about. And I'm passionate and excited that you're going to be getting to hear from him as well, because as you know, this is an area of passion for me. I use that word a lot, and I don't use it lightly, and I'm excited about being able to share those resources and this extraordinary person with you as a resource. So you'll be hearing from him, and you may have already seen a few videos from him already. You may have noticed those. So in the meantime, I'm very much looking forward to seeing you on this week's Alive with Fee. Keep sharing your sunshine and message me. I would love to hear from you. What is your definition of wealth wellness? And ciao for now.